We need to have strong and healthy bodies. So take the feet a little wider apart. I hope you're not too comfortable in your chair, and just begin to stir the pot. Creaks are my chair and not my bones. That would be some different bones, ankles and shoulders maybe. But just get the body and the mind into the notion that we're going to move and stir. And let's go in the other direction. And see if we can just embrace, before anything else, just I enjoy moving. What are we saying? I'm excited to move. I enjoy fluidity in my body. So see if you can pour a little more fluidity. So add a little bit of a shoulder roll in there. Wiggle and squirm, maybe snaky. Change your direction again and see if you can get a little bit of that fluid flow of movement that makes you feel young and springy, like it's not a cold day. All right, then we'll check up sitting into a more the posture that's a little bit away from the back of the chair. Your feet are onto the floor, the legs a little closer together. And see if that made a shift in your body and your mind. Take a few delicious breaths. And give yourself just 10 seconds scanning your body, feeling, becoming present. You're welcome also even to close your eyes for a moment. Take away the distractions. Great. You can open your eyes if you close them, but that's so important just to stop and to register the effect of something that you do. So already I noticed that little bit of squiggling and squirming got my heart rate up. I feel a little warmer, a little more aware of my breath. Being aware of our breath is really important. So we're going to just put our hands onto our low ribs and give a gentle rub of the low ribs. So many people say, oh, it's all my fat. I think you probably feel some ribs in there. And while we're rubbing in there, we're going to twist a little bit. And you are twisting, obviously, your abdominals, your spine, your stomach, and your liver, and all of those lovely organs. But you're also in the area of your diaphragm, your main breathing muscle, which we're going to encounter. All right, so if you stop for a moment and just track from your low ribs up to the bottom of your breastbone, and you should have this kind of an inverted V shape here. So we're outlining the diaphragm today, your breathing muscle, and then we'll see if we can feel it a little bit. So from here, under the ribs, it's all the way around here and to your back. So you can kind of feel around your low back area, mid to low back. And that area is where your diaphragm is the whole way like a big dome on the inside of your ribs. Wow. Now, if we go a little side to side, which we're going to do, you're stretching one side of your diaphragm while slightly shortening it on the other. Interesting. But your diaphragm is moving because you're breathing. So really feel that nice conscious breath. Air coming in through the nose. Air going out through nose or mouth, but nose if you can. All right, then we're going to turn and let the arms sort of just go with it. Can you feel the air going in and out of your nose? And we are loosening our diaphragm simply through movement, but also through our conscious breathing. All right, so sitting away from the chair, we're going to tap that whole area where I was kind of just outlining for you. So you're going to tap, and you could also use little fists here or flat palms. And see if you can hear your breath, feel your breath as you tap down that V shape of your ribs. And then lean a little forward and tap around the back. And you can even make a little sound here like, ha. A long exhale. All right, coming back, tap at the front a little bit, lift your chest, your heart, so you can feel this angle spread a little more. Can you feel movement here as you're breathing? Then we'll come back and tap in the back and ha. All right, coming into center. Now you can lean a little to one side and tap. So remember, we're tapping around the diaphragm. You can feel your ribs, you're tapping your diaphragm. And let's switch that to the other side and tap the diaphragm on the other side. Ha. Wonderful. Coming back to center, just see if sitting up perhaps a little more tall, more free. Let's take in 3 really nice conscious breaths. And you might, if you want, you don't have to, but I'm going to crisscross the hands and put them onto those low, let's call them wings of your ribs or your diaphragm. And see as you breathe in, can you feel those wings open out? And as you breathe out, feel those wings close in. You can even use your hands and push in a little. The inhale, feel them flare out. And the exhale, long exhale, push those wings in, your ribs, low ribs, in. Lovely. And again, and this time, see if you can, your belly flows out a little bit as you breathe in, as well as your ribs. Flowing out through your ribs and belly. Exhale, belly in, ribs in. Get the belly in, belly in, belly in, belly in as you breathe out. Try that one more time. Super. It's time to peel the sweater off. Okay, we'll warm the shoulders up, and again, well, I'll throw this at you to be really conscious to feel we're going to move the diaphragm through breathing, but also through a little bit of stretching. So let's relax the arms down, maybe even give the arms a little swing, release tension from the shoulders, and letting them like be tassels. Arms are like tassels, just hanging there. Roll your right shoulder. As you're rolling, stay conscious of your diaphragm moving as you breathe. Do you feel your ribs moving? Let's go the other way. Let's go back to rolling the shoulder back, but this time let your elbow pick up as if you have a little string attached and somebody's pulling that elbow back. Any injuries, just go to where you can go. Still feeling your breath moving those ribs. And then perhaps we can even polish our halo. I know you have one. I have one somewhere. May have fallen around my neck like a necklace. I don't know. All right, let's see now. Could we reach that arm all the way up? Lean over. And what we're going to do is tap again into the ribs and make a nice long ah. Nice deep breath in and ah. Maybe you're leaning a little further over. That feels so good. Super. Cycle that arm all the way down and back to where we started. Maybe just take a breath into that side of the body, compare and contrast how you feel like with your shoulder, your breath on that side. Maybe just that little sense of freedom and relaxation too, actually. Shall we do the other side? We don't want to be, I feel like I'm low down and comfy on this side and a bit highly strung on this side. I don't like it. So we started by simply rolling the shoulder, but observe your breathing. If you can feel your ribs moving in a 360-degree fashion outwards as you breathe in and hugging in as you breathe out, you know you're breathing. Then we can add a gentle lift of the elbow. And I'm using my mind to kind of say, oh, somebody's moving my arm for me. Could you imagine someone moving your arm for you? Oh, thanks. It's nice and easy. And then maybe, and each side's different, right? So this is my more sticky side, but I want to think fluid. graceful, easy, as I come to a greater range of motion. And even for that little feedback, you can kind of feel your ribs, lower ribs moving as you do this. So we're also getting into the diaphragm and breathing. And then we can, up we go and lean over, maybe that little extra tap all around those low ribs. Feel your rib cage, and then put your hand and feel it move as you breathe. And sighing out, ah. Good long exhale. Ah. All right, skim that arm down and across. Lovely. We have wings. Are you ready to flap your wings in all the different directions? Let's see. Take a breath in and let the arms float up gently, only as high as you fancy. They don't need to go super high. Exhale, float down. Hug the rib wings in too as you exhale. Breathe in, flare the wings of the ribs and the arms. Exhale, close that down. Inhale, float. Exhale down. One more. Lovely. Then we're going to flow the wings outward. Lift the heart, lift the chin. Exhale, flap your wings over, like a big eagle folding in to protect the egg or nest, whatever. Breathe in, open your wings, sunshine on your heart, your chest. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, arching your back, lifting your chin. Exhale, rounding in, reaching down. One more like that. Exhale to fold. And just pause. You can put your forearms on your thighs. Let your head hang for a moment. And take a few breaths into the back of your ribs, the back of your lungs. Really filling that space and emptying the space. If you like to make a little sound, a little noise, you hear your long exhale. You can even la 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 la. All right, we're ready to come up. So definitely we want to free this area. Also, if we can get our breath down into here, you have more capillaries in the lower parts of your lungs, which will go all the way down here, by the way. So we get better oxygen, a greater supply of oxygen in the blood. So we are alive. All right, we're alive and we're going to do the twist. Let's twist again like we did last time. So try to keep the movement really in your spine to begin with. That means not too much movement of your legs on the chair. You may feel a little, but not too much yet. You can reach or not reach, and you can do this to different levels. I'm going to say, can you feel those low ribs rotating? Can you feel them move as you breathe? So many things to notice. You can also reach lower down. Getting that oxygen in, CO2 out. All right, bringing it back to center. Now we'll do our more yogic twist. And that's, a seated held twist, but we're really going to see if we can feel this lot move as we breathe. So let's take a twist to the right. You can hold a chair, you can hold your leg. Turning your head, that's got the most mobility. And then see if you can feel the middle of your body moving as you breathe. Maybe you feel your belly. But see if you can feel your ribs, the sides and the back of your ribs. And with the exhale, you might feel, oh, I could rotate just a little bit more. Release any tension from your face, your jaw, like, ah. Great, let's come back into center. And surprise, surprise, we are going to do that on the opposite, in the opposite direction. So I'll hold your leg or the chair. I've got that holding the back of the chair. Most of the rotation comes from your head. But let's see if we can also get other parts of the spine, light them up and see, can I turn that part of my spine? Or the only part you can't move very much is the very, very low part of your spine. But if we can get those ribs flexible, we'll make a better twist in the middle of the spine, right? So feel your ribs move as you breathe. Long exhale, ribs hug in, hug in, hug in, belly goes in. Maybe you can turn a little more. Lovely. Let's come back into center. Great. So lots of opening we've got so far in the upper body. We can do those lovely shoulders. We've got our spine slinky. But what about all of the rest of down here? And what about doing some standing stuff too? That would be good, right? So let's take a leg and let's increase the flexibility of our hip joint. So a way to help you figure out where your hip joint is to put the flat of your hand either palm up or down. I think I like palm up. And if you lift, you're folding in that crease. That's where your hip joint is, where you're folding, if you can think about it like that. If it were out here, it doesn't really kind of make sense to fold there. If you think it's a ball and a socket joint and we want to fold where we have the ball and the socket. That makes me already kind of more flexible, just being in good geography. All right, and we're helping the digestion of lunch or breakfast rather. Now let's see if we can do a little out and in. And are you still conscious of breath moving your body? And then we'll take that to a circle. You know, find those little corners where you could go, just a little further maybe. And why do this with the hands and not the leg? Well, you could try it and you'll find, oh, there's a lot of strain here for me to do that. And I don't have as good a range of motion, you know, right in there where I mentioned about the hip joint. So we're using the arms to guide and increase a range of motion. All right, that feels good. Now we'll go, let's do the other side before I wander down the leg. All right, so hip joint, you can put a flat of your hand and think if I fold there, I've got like a sandwich with two pieces of bread, my leg and my belly. And I don't know what you've got, cheese in your sandwich or ham or something. And you're pressing those two with the leg and the belly, okay? So that's the idea. That's where your hip joint is in the center there. If that surprises you, you can always look on the internet and look for, show me a picture of my hip joint. And what you'll see is a ball in a socket. And as you lift your leg, you're rolling the ball back. And then you bring your leg, you're rolling the ball a little forward. Now we can also roll the ball side to side. Right? As we open and close, go to your range of motion. And then we'll take that into a circle. And if we're using our hands, we can steer a nice range of motion. We can do it the other way. And then you can also test and say, well, if I don't use my hands, how does this feel? It may not feel so good, or it's a little tight, but it's okay. We can do that, but not for me just yet, not too much. All right, so there's a hip joint. We are also moving our hip joint when we fold all the way down and reach our toes, the floor. What are you reaching? Are you enjoying a breath down there? Goody, goody. Okay, coming back up. Now, if we're sitting a lot through the day, that hip joint is folded at this sort of 90-degree angle. We're sitting, everything. And we want to do a little against that. And we will be standing, that counteracts that, but we're also going to do a delicious stretch in the chair because we could. So you're going to turn your body to the left, hold the back of the chair with I said left, it's my left actually, I forgot to move you. So whichever side you're going to, we're going to drop the other knee down. See, we're going to drop that knee down. And now the hip joint is open. And you can brush over and say, yeah, now I've unfolded the hip joint, hooray. Now we're going to stretch the lovely hip flexor that attaches your leg to your spine, but we're going to do it by also adding the arm. So give one of those nice grand circles of your arm. And this time, as your arm goes back, follow with your head. So eyes are following the circle. Are you feeling your breathing? Because we're loosening out all of those lovely connections into your diaphragm. Hip flexor connects into your diaphragm. So, yeah. All right, then we'll reach it up and over to the back of the chair. Reach your knee down to the floor and your fingers to the sky. You feel the stretch along the side. Now see if you can feel your ribs move as you breathe. Ah, great. Let that arm come all the way down. So we're in a kind of almost like a lunge position. Yeah, so this is your seated lunge. All right, shall we try that on the other side? So just turning out, the knee comes down. Sorry if you're a little cut off from that, but I think you've got the idea. This knee is bent. And now this hip joint is flattened out. It's open, so you can brush down and think, okay, I'm brushing over my hip joint, which is now unfolded. Hooray. You can take little breaks in the chair doing this any day. Right? Now your diaphragm connects into the hip flexor that we're stretching. So now let's open it even more by moving the upper limb. And you can perhaps even feel the effect of that, kind of tugging and pulling. You're breathing. Now follow with your eyes as your arm goes back. Go to where you can go. And enjoying this lovely free floating motion. All right, are we ready to sail up? And across you go. Feel these lovely ribs moving as you breathe. Ah. Taking those full conscious breaths. Are you reaching your fingers a little to the ceiling, your knee to the floor? Did you feel that pull in between? Oh. All right, we'll sail the top arm down, coming all the way back to center. So just give yourself a moment to sense your body. You might put hands to belly or hand to belly, hand to heart. Feel your breath. Feel any shift made in your body. Great. Okay, we're ready to do our core exercises that get us ready to stand up for those who want to stand up. Which is all of this is the ultimate opening of the hip joint, closing of the hip joint. So that's so fun, isn't it? So, all right, begin with shake out of the arms. And then we can shake a leg. And then we can shake the other leg. And then we can shake everything if we can, or just one leg if that's all that's available. Getting circulation, so all of the little bits and pieces. All right, then relax that again. Feel the energy, make a little shift. Feel it. So we're going to lean forward, put the weight onto the feet, and then come back and lift the feet. So this is our first core exercise. And the arms can almost swing with it. So we're not taking tension in the shoulders. For some of you, you're feeling a shift of weight to feet and then to butt. Some of you are perhaps lifting your butt just a little. Or some of you are almost hovering in a chair pose. Ooh. See which one you're doing? Can you check the weights equal on your left and right? And are you breathing? And then I think we could stand up. Could we do it? Let's stand. Now, so let's just get in contact again. So hip joint, now we're open in that place. Then we're going to slowly sit, come into chair pose. And you see we're folding, folding, folding at that place and gently sitting back down. Ooh. Now, if it's easy to get up a little faster, you can do that. Or we're going to lean forward and come into chair pose and get up into chair pose. Oh, we love it. We're so strong. And we'll reach it all the way up, 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 up. Stretch fingers to the sky. And coming back into chair pose. And for those who'd like to do it, you could sit back down. Maybe lift your feet and extend your knees, extend your feet. Back we come into chair pose. For those who want it, you can lift your butt into chair pose. And we'll stretch it all the way up, reaching mountain. And can we try maybe one more of those coming into chair pose? Maybe chair pose is getting lower. I don't know. Maybe you're going to sit down. Maybe you're going to extend your legs. And then we're ready to get up. Hooray. Yay! And maybe you're up. And of course, you can always stay seated in your chair, but isn't it good to stand up and get this area a little active? Keep the chair handy. So the first thing you can do, and you can do this in the chair too if you're seated, is just shift your weight a little side to side from one foot to the other. We're always checking in with our posture, and I don't know how your device is set up, but that tends to mean, you know, your head slightly looks down or your eyes are looking down. So try to keep your posture as lifted as you can as you do this and through the whole standing series. Then we'll take a few little bends into the knees, little bounces in the knees. And then we're going to do a little swinging again, swinging of the arms forward and back. You can add the gentle little dip, bend at the knees. And then we'll swing side to side, staying really loose and relaxed in the shoulders. And then watch where your arms are swinging. You don't want to knock your tchotchkes over. But we're going to do empty coat sleeve swinging. And are you attentive to your breathing, the ribs being flexible as you're twisting, but also as you're breathing? Hooray. Okay, so we're standing in our mountain pose and we are going to come into some lunges. So if you need the chair here just to touch down, that would be great. So you can step your left foot, no, you'll do your right foot, I'll mirror you. Your right foot forward and your left foot back. And in a lunge, your back heel is lifted. Let's make sure you can see my feet a little. All right, so your back heel is lifted. You've got a high heel on your back foot. Male or female, it's fine. Just put your high heel on. All right, so you should feel from that there's a nice stretch coming down into the hip flexor, all here and into your quads. You need to hold on, hold on. Or we're going to reach up that same side arm and reach and stretch. Or go back to doing this in the chair if it's too much. But see the difference in the stretch is so different if you're standing. And you might even just lean just a little bit, reaching with your fingers to the sky. And then finding that breath into the rib cage that we're extending. Can you feel the breath move you? Great, we'll bring that arm back down. Nice and simple. Maybe even give the legs a little shake one at a time. Before we do that on the other side. So we are practicing our lunge. So you'll take your other leg back. Front leg is bent around 90 degrees. Try to track your knee pretty much over the foot or over the ankle, I should say. And your back heel is lifted nice and high. Awareness here to the stretch that's coming into the hip joint. We can add a little more by reaching that arm and maybe circling it 1 or 2 times. And then feeling the reach, up, up, up. Big stretch, reaching your fingertips, make an imprint on the ceiling. Breathe your breath, maybe a little bit of a lean over. And breath. Release that arm back down, stepping it up, and just a little wiggle, a little shake. So we'll do a warrior pose or two, which is different than a lunge, in that a lunge, same idea with the front leg, but the foot at the back is different. So we'll go back, we'll do right leg forward, left leg back. But this time, place your heel on the floor. So heel is down. I don't know if you're like me, but I suddenly feel that takes the stretch into the back of my knee and my calf a little more. I don't know about you. Pay attention, see what you feel. Check in. Now you can always come back to holding the chair, but let's see if we can challenge our balance by not holding the chair. You can either hover the hands over, or we can have our wings back And open the arms to the side. And maybe gently lifting the chest into the sunshine. Feeling the ribs move as you breathe. Feeling your strong legs. And we'll do a gentle little arm variation. Stay steady if you want to do it. Take your hands behind, interlace, reach the fingers back, lift the chest. Perhaps you can feel the front of the chest move as you breathe. Release the bind of the hands. Bring the arms forward and then up, up, up into warrior one pose. Stay present with the feelings in your body and how your body's moving as you breathe. Maybe you're feeling the wings of those lower ribs moving out as you breathe in and in as you breathe out. Lovely. Release the hands all the way down. Step it up. You need those little shakeouts. So what the shaking does is release tension, increase circulation. So I could feel that my muscles were working hard in this leg, the front leg. And it's like, oh, I want to tap it, shake it, just to loosen any tension that accumulates. You listen to you, not me. Okay, but we're going to do the other side. So we're stepping the other leg forward, bending to about 90 degrees. I think I did that one already. Okay, and we have the back heel down and reaching down. So tune in, does that make a difference if I put the heel down? Different stretch, different sensation, different balance challenge. So adapt the balance challenge to what's good for you today. If you feel so unsteady, your breathing isn't working, touch down, or you're up here. Or maybe you've got wings that you're opening. Perhaps you're a butterfly and you can see your beautiful butterfly wing colors. Is there a part of you that can also watch your breathing? And we can let the arms come back behind us, perhaps change it up and interlace. And then just lifting the chest, the chin just a little to the sunshine. You can release the bind of the fingers, bring the arms forward. Always touch down if you want, or we're going for warrior one. Or those who like the yogic words, Virabhadrasana one, if you like that. I like breath. I hope you do too. And bringing the arms gently down, stepping it up. Oh, and again, I'm going to give it a little shake out, see how that is going. All right, so we're going to do some stretching to the backs of the legs. We're going to do that back in the chair, but we'll use the chair first for a supported downward dog. Now, you could also do this with a wall. So actually, I can do it on a wall just to show you. You can do it with a table, a chair, or a wall, anything where you can kind of reach forward. So the thing that we'll pay attention to again is this hip joint rather than our back moving. So I'm going to put the hands into those hip creases and begin to fold. And if I fold over those creases, my bottom will widen at the back, at the bottom, right? Then I can reach and hold the chair or the wall and walk the legs back and maybe straighter if you like. So you can be higher up here or lower down. And we're opening up the back of the knee for a really delicious stretch. Yawn the back of your knee. Like, oh. And whichever you're holding, chair, table, wall, can you feel your breath moving your rib cage? Especially those lower ribs where your diaphragm is. All right, one more breath. And then we'll start to bend into the legs, bring ourselves back up and to the chair with a strap or a scarf or a belt or whatever you want. So before anything else, take that little moment to survey the scene with your body and also your mind. Perhaps it's getting easier to track your breath, to notice these little things in your body as we practice. As your strap at the ready, we're going to put it around the ball of the right foot. And you can see the knee move up and you see the knee move down. And we'll do that just a few times, seeing the knee move up and the knee move down. So we're closing that hip joint, folding. And then we can stretch out the leg. Once we feel we've got that fold nice and folding. Now we're here. Try not to have too much tension in your hands, but let's see if we can just roll the shoulders a moment and relax in the shoulders. Settle the shoulders down and let's pause in the stretch. Pull your toes towards you, your heel forward. And a focus 3 or 4 really conscious full breaths. Longer on your exhale than your inhale. Staying present. All right, now we can take the leg out to the side. I'm going to adjust this leg a little wider, just to feel an extra stretch in both inner thighs. And let's see if we can open out and turn and turn and turn. Head follows the hand. And if you can picture the opposite fingers to toes as going in different directions, different corners of the room. Could you see that? And feel your breath. Let's bring that back into center where we started. Other hand takes the strap, takes the leg across your body, and we're in our full body twist. Head turns to follow the hand. Bring it back to the sensations of your middle moving while you breathe. Flowing out as you breathe in and hugging in as you breathe out. Hug in more than you thought you could. Super. Let's bring that back into center. We can take the strap away. Lovely. And we must do the other side before we run out of time. Okay, so a few times see your knee lift up and down. And can you picture unfolding, elegantly folding like a little tortilla fold, very soft. And then we can stretch out, straighten the knee and sit up nice and tall and find our breath. And you can pull your toes towards you, push your heel forward. So we're stretching that back line of the leg that gets bent all the time when we're sitting. Right? Give it some space. Enjoy our breath. Take the strap into the same side hand as the leg that's out in front of you. And take the leg out to the side. Other leg can widen out just a tad. And then we'll turn out the arm, turn the head to the arm. And maybe you can sense the diagonal in space. Where's your extended arm, your extended hand, and extended foot? Can you draw a line there? Bring the arm and the leg back. You can also adjust this leg, switch it across into our full seated twist, including leg, including arm, turning it around, following the hand. And this is such a great place to feel my ribs a little more flexible now in the turn. Can I breathe deeply? Have I loosened that space to free up and breathe well? Lovely. Bringing that all the way back to center. Take away the strap. Now let's see. How flexible are we at folding? Let's see if we've made a little improvement. Take a breath in, arms rise up. And exhale, folding all the way down to the floor. Everyone able to touch their feet, the floor, anything like that? Let the weight of your head relax. Take in 2 or 3 breaths to the back of the body. Next breath in, we'll rise up, letting the arms come all the way up, up, up. Look up to the ceiling. And then we can spread the wings out to the side, feeling the space all around you, and then the space of you as you hug yourself and give yourself another little twist. Finding yourself at center and drop the hands so they're back again on those low ribs. Relax your shoulders. Take in a few breaths and feel those rib wings, if you like, open out as you breathe in and closing as you breathe out. Give them a little hug with your fingers. Observing this nice, full, deep, conscious breath. And then bringing the hands to the heart. And maybe you feel the movement of your ribs under your thumbs. And the beating of your heart. And I hope you take that lovely, full, conscious breathing with you in your day. Stay calm, stay at peace with yourself, stay happy, and thank you for coming to join and move with me today. And I hope to see you on March the 30th.